Our planet Earth is teeming with life. From the smallest microbes to the largest whales, life is everywhere. But have you ever wondered how it all began? How did life arise from a lifeless Earth billions of years ago? This is one of the most fundamental and intriguing questions in science. For centuries, people believed in spontaneous generation. This is the idea that life could arise from non-living matter. For example, people thought maggots spontaneously appeared on rotting meat. But scientific experiments have shown that this is not true, paving the way for more complex theories. The origin of life is a complex puzzle with many pieces missing. Scientists have gathered evidence and proposed various theories, but no single theory provides all the answers. However, the journey of exploring these theories is as fascinating as the destination itself. One of the prevailing scientific theories about the origin of life is abiogenesis. This theory suggests that life arose gradually from non-living matter through a series of chemical reactions. It postulates that simple inorganic molecules, abundant on early Earth, assembled into more complex organic molecules. The famous Greek philosopher Aristotle believed in spontaneous generation, a form of abiogenesis. It wasn't until much later that scientists like Francesco Redi and Louis Pasteur conducted experiments disproving this idea. Their work demonstrated that life does not simply appear out of nowhere, it comes from pre-existing life. While their experiments disproved spontaneous generation, they laid the foundation for modern abiogenesis. This theory argues that the first life forms arose through a gradual process of chemical evolution under very different conditions than we see on Earth today. In the early 20th century, scientists Alexander Oparin and JBS Haldane independently proposed the Oparin-Haldane hypothesis. They suggested that the early Earth's atmosphere was very different from today's. It was a reducing atmosphere, rich in gases like methane, ammonia and hydrogen, but lacking oxygen. They hypothesized that these gases, energized by lightning or ultraviolet radiation from the sun, could react to form organic molecules like amino acids, the building blocks of proteins. This hypothesis was a significant step forward in understanding how life's building blocks could have formed from non-living matter. In 1953, Stanley Miller and Harold Urey tested the Oparin-Haldane hypothesis with a groundbreaking experiment. They recreated the conditions of early Earth in a laboratory setting. They filled a flask with water, methane, ammonia and hydrogen, and then passed electrical sparks through the mixture to simulate lightning. To their astonishment, the experiment produced a variety of organic molecules, including amino acids. The Miller-Urey experiment provided the first experimental evidence that organic molecules, essential for life, could be synthesized from inorganic components under early Earth conditions. Section 4. Life from the stars, Panspermia. What if life on Earth didn't originate on our planet at all? What if it came from somewhere else in the universe? This is the intriguing idea behind Panspermia. This theory proposes that life, or at least its building blocks, could travel through space and seed life on planets like Earth. The idea that life could be transported between planets is not as far-fetched as it may sound. Meteorites, fragments of asteroids and comets that fall to Earth have been found to contain organic molecules. This suggests that the ingredients for life could be present in space and delivered to planets through these celestial travelers. Some proponents of panspermia even hypothesize that life might have originated on Mars, where conditions might have been more favorable for life early in its history. If life did arise on Mars and then travel to Earth on a meteorite, it would raise the possibility that we are all Martians. Section 5. The RNA World Hypothesis. DNA, the molecule of heredity, contains the blueprint of life. It carries the genetic instructions for building and maintaining an organism. But DNA is a complex molecule that relies on proteins to function. So how could life have originated with DNA when it depends on proteins, and proteins themselves are encoded by DNA? This is where RNA comes in. RNA, or ribonucleic acid, is a simpler molecule than DNA. It plays a crucial role in protein synthesis. The RNA World Hypothesis proposes that RNA, not DNA, was the primary carrier of genetic information in early life. This is because RNA can store genetic information like DNA and act as an enzyme, catalyzing chemical reactions like proteins. This hypothesis suggests that life on Earth went through an RNA world phase before DNA and proteins evolved. During this time, RNA would have been responsible for both storing genetic information and catalyzing the reactions necessary for life. Section 6. The importance of iron and sulphur. Deep in the ocean, far from sunlight, exist hydrothermal vents. These vents spew out hot, mineral-rich water from the Earth's interior. They create chemical gradients and energy sources that some scientists believe could have played a crucial role in the origin of life. The iron-sulphur world hypothesis, proposed by Gunther Wachtershauser, focuses on the role of iron sulfide minerals abundant near hydrothermal vents. This hypothesis suggests that life might have originated on the surfaces of these minerals, which can catalyze reactions and provide a framework for organizing organic molecules. The conditions in these environments, though extreme by today's standards, might have provided the necessary conditions for the first life forms to emerge. This theory is intriguing because it suggests that life could have arisen in a hot, chemically rich environment, quite different from the warm, shallow ponds often imagined.